student in the Big Exam Prep workshop asked an important question last week about applying knowledge to test questions. Now, she said that her struggle is that she understands the concepts and has memorized the definitions in the textbooks, but in test questions, she often feels lost and can't make the connections. And then when the explanation is given, then she feels like, oh, I totally knew that, or I get that. But it doesn't happen for her organically while taking these mocks. So just knowing the information that she's memorized or learned from the textbooks isn't helping her on mock questions. Now, I have heard this before, and I think a lot of people experience something very similar to this. And so here's my opinion. Now, I think it's incredibly important to understand the definitions and explanations in textbooks and study manuals and articles, but sometimes just having an understanding based on only what you've read can be a little superficial. And what we want to make sure is that you understand things and that your understanding goes beyond the language that's on the page. Like, what if you read that Tylenol affects the central nervous system? You'll probably be the smartest person in the room if a question specifically asks about what does Tylenol affect or what medication affects the central nervous system. But if you don't know what that means and all you know is that it affects the central nervous system, well then what if you get a question that asks about headache relief or fever reduction? That will seem super confusing and unrelated because you need to understand what affecting the central nervous system means. Let me pivot here. We're not doctors, but what I'm getting at is that being able to answer a question correctly means having a deeper and more contextualized understanding of why and how something works. Let's look at NCR, for example. That's behavioral, so that should feel more relevant. So we know that NCR reduces behavior, which feels like a good thing to know. And if a test question asks about reducing a behavior and NCR, well then you're golden. But will your knowledge help you answer a test question about procedures that manipulate MOs to decrease behavior? Will knowing that NCR reduces behavior help you answer a question like that? So my prescription for what to do when your knowledge of general concepts and definitions and ideas isn't generalizing to nuanced and contextualized test questions is go deeper into understanding the concept. Know how it works, why it works, when to use it and not use it, and why. And if you can get to more than just the bullet points of a concept, you won't be reliant on all the exact words from the textbook being there, included in your test question. And nuance and context won't throw you way off. It'll make sense and fit in to your deeper understanding. The BCBA exam is not a vocabulary test. It's a test on our ability to apply this stuff. So rote definitions won't really be that helpful. I hope that helps.